Okay. Namaskar. Okay, so AMURT stands for Ananda Marga Universal Relief Team, and its mission is to help improve the quality of life of the poor and disadvantaged people of the world, and also those that are affected by calamity and conflict. We encourage and enable individuals and communities to harness their own resources for securing the basic necessities of life and for gaining greater economic, social, spiritual fulfillment while honoring their customs, languages, and religious beliefs. The local customs and beliefs shouldn't be suppressed, they should be allowed. I'll now share with you some of the websites of AMURT. Okay, this is a website, anandamarga.org. And this is the About Us page. And they follow certain principles. And as you can see, they're involved with carrying a lot of sacks of rice, or this could be sacks of sand to build up, to stop the river from overflowing. Here's a play group being taken care of. And here, these are for pregnant ladies, a class on pregnant ladies, so they can understand how to go through their first pregnancy properly. And also for the development of people, education is very important. So it also is involved with educational projects. It started in 1965 under the guidance of PR Sarkar, Shrii P R Sarkar. And initially its objective was to meet the needs of affected populations after disasters. And it started in the Indian subcontinent, but over the years, it has established a network of for meeting disaster and development needs. In fact, if you look at the bottom, you can see the partners. If we can see the partners that AMURT partners with all over the world. In India, Philippines, Venezuela, Mongolia, India, Peru. They're affiliated with the UN Department of Public Education and Global Disaster Response Network. Then they're with the Canadian International Development Agency, United States International Development Agency, Japan, the Global Fund of Kenya, Norway Agency, and then a lot of other ones, that they interact with to help in the service. So AMURT doesn't try to just do everything by itself. It works in cooperation with other service-minded organizations. I'd like to show you now the a video that showed some service that was done in the Philippines.
Right.
Why are people in the Philippines giving away food for free? This was an initiative by one lady in the Philippines.
Right now, as you watch this video, people in the Philippines have been putting up food stalls. Not one, not two, but nearly 1,500 all over the country. And this is not a shop. The food you see here is free for everyone. This is the story of community pantries, an initiative that every country needs to know about. Because you see, in the world full of food waste and financial struggle, this is inspiring. They have a bike community pantry to distribute food to many areas. They have a pantry for delivery drivers. They even have a pantry for stray dogs and cats. But why did they decide to do this in times of struggle? After all, this is not a rich nation. Don't many people there face life difficulties? Well, they do. But it all started from one goal of this one person. One day, a selfless woman wanted to help those who were struggling in lockdown. She set up one pantry which was posted on social media, and within 24 hours it went viral. Before she knew it, more and more people were doing the same thing.
It gave us hope despite our situation. Some people are saying thank you because it encouraged us to help too.
It is unbelievable how many people followed what this one woman started. A group of K-pop fans set up their own pantry. This family of farmers donated their harvest. Fishermen willingly gave their catch. Many vendors donated fruits and vegetables they were supposed to sell. Everyone came together, and most importantly, no one abused the system. Just look at this driver who got some food and later came back to give his own contribution. This is what the spirit of community is all about, and I hope many more countries can be inspired by this. The Philippines have been under a lockdown for over a year now. They have over 1 million COVID cases. People are losing jobs. Many were losing faith, but all it took was one kind soul to spark hope again and again and again. From one person to one country, and now this one country is becoming a whole world because they have already inspired one country to have their own community pantry. With so many fights and disagreements, I see too many people around us lose faith in humanity. But it's not because humans are bad, it's because we focus too much attention on the bad things. But we need to believe that good and kind people still exist everywhere around the world. And this is why I hope we can come together and share this video to inspire more people, more countries to start community pantries. Kindness like this deserves to go viral, and may it be a reminder to all of us that small acts done by many people have the power to change lives and restore our faith in genuine human kindness.
Namaskar. So that is really the...
Right now, as you watch this video, people in the Philippines have been putting up food stalls. Not one, not two, but nearly 1,500 all over the country. And this is not a...
Okay, so that is the purpose of service, if you will, is to help others and to build community. So it goes together. When you help others, community is built. If you just concentrate on yourself, then the community cannot be built. And everyone needs a strong community to survive. Next, I'd like to let's go back to okay, next I'd like to show you a video of done here in South Africa, of a project here in South Africa. Yeah, this was done by a yogic nun here in South Africa. It's a feeding project. Okay, so this is that is what I wanted to show for Ananda Marga Universal Relief Team. A reminder again that to keep your microphones muted and do not chat during the presentations. You can email comments or questions at any time to brojivanesh@gmail.com. Later on, we'll let you use the chat room. So next, I would like to show you a short video by Gita, which helps us to understand the ideals of Prout.
Through the lens of love. Where there is love, there is no fear. Where there is no fear, there is no hatred. We are one voice, one mind, one spirit. We are the souls of consciousness. Why do we see differences when none exist? When we are all created equal by love and His decree. Brothers and sisters all under the banner of consciousness, equally blessed and beloved. Let us say no to racial and religious bigotry, to violence of any kind, to classism, casteism, sexism. None of these were ordained for man. We are one voice, one mind, one spirit. We are the souls of consciousness. The heavens copious tears do shed at the blood of innocents spilt, of the innocent victims of war, of cruelty, discrimination, and exploitation. Let there be unity in diversity, as it was meant to be. Let love dissolve hatred, the fear and the enmity, to see all as the beloved creations of consciousness. We are one voice, one mind, one spirit. We are the souls of consciousness. The earth bleeds, can ye not hear her cries? Her body rent by mining, her garments destroyed by deforestation, homes and habitats gone, the lungs of the earth laboriously breathing, pollution and industrialization, the hallmarks of progress. The animals bleed, do you not hear their cries? The silent voices of the helpless innocents. They too love their children. Their lives are also precious to them. Those who go hungry and the homeless, do you not hear their cries? Where is the wealth of the world? Where is the justice, the compassion? What is the basis of the great social disparity? The answer lies embedded in the mind, the cause and liberation both. Let us open our minds through the practice of meditation, the mystical journey of transformation undertaken for eons by sages and seekers of truth. Let us access the source of universal love, our true nature, embedded deep in our psyche and in our hearts. Let us imbibe it. Let us become it. Let us remove the cobwebs, the veil that is our ignorance, that we might see with clear vision the truth of all there is. Let us then, with enlightened minds and hearts, and with expanded vision, embrace suffering humanity, the animate and inanimate worlds, to know the cause of suffering as limitless greed, supreme self-centeredness, the cause of the great divide. Let us dive deeply into the inner world as it beckons with its promise of joy and adventure, the ultimate voyage of discovery, the discovery of self, as the finite mind is guided on its blessed journey to the infinite. Let us shed our old persona of ignorance, of self-centeredness, to emerge as the butterfly from its chrysalis, to be a glorious beacon of light and love in the cause of righteousness, in the cause of universalism, remembering that we are one voice, one mind, one spirit. We are the souls of consciousness. Let us walk gently upon the earth as we listen to the ancient earth song, which whispers of a golden age of peace and lushness, where man once lived in harmony with fellow man and nature. Let us take guardianship once more of the earth, this beautiful orb of blue and green, this celestial wonder. Let us restore her canopy of green. Let her oceans and rivers run clean. Let us protect the animals entrusted to our care, the innocent expressions of consciousness, that they might once more trust man with their custody. Let us reach out a helping hand to those in need, in the true spirit of brotherhood, that the world might smile once more as one. All we need to do is view the world through the lens of love. Let us all be messengers of that love. If you and I care and share, that is a whole world of caring and sharing that can make a difference. After all, we are one voice, one mind, one spirit. We are the souls of consciousness.
The next presentation is about Astaunga Yoga and Prout, which are closely linked. Astaunga Yoga is explained in terms of how it sets the foundation for progressive society and embodies the requirements for economic advancement of a progressive society. Now to introduce the presenters. Ravana has been a meditator for the past 9 years, where she is both a student and facilitator of meditation practices. She has a keen interest in science and its link to spirituality, and has found the teachings of Ananda Marga relevant to explore this interest. Thieren is a professional in the technology industry who enjoys meditation and has a keen interest in spirituality. He finds the topic of Astaunga Yoga intriguing, which is an ongoing internal exploration for him. Vidyananda Punyashila, who you saw in the video before for AMURT, has been a yogic nun for the Ananda Marga mission, which she joined 27 years ago. She embodies the principles of physical, mental, and social well-being through this mission. To start the presentation, let us welcome Ivana, Thieren, and Vidyananda Punyashila.
Namaskar. This presentation is going to take the form of an exploratory interview. I, Thiren, will be interviewing Ravana about Astaunga Yoga and Prout in order for us all to gain a deeper understanding. I hope this benefits us all. Ravana, when speaking to my friends, issues in South Africa often come up. We talk about poverty, crime, and other things in South Africa. What can we do about this?
There actually was a theory passed on by Shri Shrii Anandamurti, who said that those who follow the Prout system can be saved. But it is Astaunga Yoga that enables one to become a Proutist.
Thank you. Let's unpack that. What is Astaunga Yoga and what's Prout? Let's start with Astaunga Yoga.
Tantra Yoga is actually a timeless science. Its relevance today is no less than the past. What was Tantra Yoga, later divided into the 8 limbs and was given the name Astaunga Yoga. Astaunga means 8-limbed and yoga means union of the individual awareness with the supreme consciousness, which is the real self. These 8 aspects of Tantra are techniques that help us become better in action, in knowledge and devotion, and finally help us attain the supreme goal. Since Tantra is a science that is practiced inside our minds, no external paraphernalia is necessary.
This looks interesting. What are the 8 limbs exactly?
This slide shows us what the 8 limbs of Astaunga Yoga are. But let's go into greater detail about what each of these limbs represent. The first limb is that of Yama. These are the principles of social balance. It is controlled conduct and behavior with others. Yama consists of 5 principles: ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, and aparigraha. The second limb is niyama. This is controlled conduct for self-purification. Rules for personal integration and for self-regulation are provided. Niyama consists of 5 rules, and those are listed on this slide. The third limb is asanas. Asanas are calm, quiet, and easy postures which are held with proper inhalation and exhalation. They exercise the nerves, tissues, glands, and organs of the human body. While practicing asanas, one enjoys physical comfort and mental composure. Pranayama is the fourth limb. This is the process of breath control. It must be done with a specific chakra, mantra, and with concentration, along with the imposition of an ideation of supreme consciousness. The body is guided by the indriyas. The indriyas are controlled by the mind, and the mind is controlled by vital energy. This vital energy is controlled by pranayama. Through prolonged practice of pranayama, one learns which propensity or indriya becomes more active due to the restlessness of the respiratory system, and which propensity or sense organ becomes more tranquil due to the pause of the respiratory system. The next limb is pratyahara. This is withdrawal of the mind from external objectivity and goading the withdrawn mind towards Paramapurusha. Here, this is basically taking again back what you have once given out. The next limb is dharana. The mind is to be fixed on specific chakras and engaged in cosmic ideation. This involves concentration upon the respective controlling points of the fundamental factors that are located within the human body. The seventh limb is dhyana. The mind must be brought to a specific point, and the mind will continue to flow in an unbroken way until it becomes suspended in its object. The last limb is samadhi. Samadhi is the merger of the unit consciousness in cosmic consciousness. It is not a particular lesson, but it is a result of all the spiritual practices that have been mentioned, to result in the establishment of oneself in the stance, I am Brahma.
Thank you for the detail on the 8 limbs. Now let's go back to Prout. What is Prout and how do we become a Proutist?
When it comes to Prout has been described as the best system for production and distribution of resources. Moralists who embody Prout will safeguard people against various forms of economic exploitation. The unifying factors are love and sympathy for humanity. The wants of the human heart are joy and pleasure. In the physical realm, the best expression of this human sweetness is the cooperative system. To arouse the cooperative spirit among the people, there should be extensive training and education. But moral education must take precedence over everything else so that people do not give greater importance to individual interests. While building up the cooperative system, two factors should be kept in mind. First, the high quantity and quality of production should be ensured through the application of science and technology, while keeping production costs at a minimum. And secondly, the cooperative members must be encouraged to attain maximum psychic and spiritual development at their highest level in exchange for their minimum physical labor. Local wealth and other resources and potentialities should be utilized in this developmental plan. The latest technology should also be used in the cooperative system, both in the production and distribution of resources. Appropriate modernization will lead to increased production. For the total implementation of the cooperative system, there must be proper psychic preparation through internal urge and external pressure. This adjusts with the time factor, of course. Such a change in the collective psychology will not occur overnight, but will depend on the sentiment of the people. Cooperatives develop in a community which has an integrated economic environment, common economic needs, and a ready market for its cooperatively produced goods. For their success, cooperative enterprises depend on morality, on strong administration, and on the wholehearted acceptance of the cooperative system by the people. Wherever these three factors are evident in whatever measure, cooperatives will achieve proportionate success. The maxim of Prout's productive economy is: increase the purchasing capacity of the common people above all. If this maxim is followed in practice, it will be easy to control the prices of commodities through the cooperative system and economic decentralization. A decentralized economy is one of the principal reasons for the success of this sort of system. The availability of local raw materials will guarantee constant supplies to cooperative enterprises, and cooperatively produced goods can be easily sold in local markets. Each will get according to his or her own capacity, is the slogan for Prout. Due to this slogan, a person will try to do more labor. People will put all their talent and energy into a task, and production will increase.
Thank you for the simplification and practical use of this well-known theory. I now see that Astaunga Yoga has come from a long history evolving from Tantra Yoga. The 8 limbs provide a clear guideline on how to edge us toward mental evolution, and this is what is required for the success of Prout. I also see the balance of mind and body contributing to spiritual awareness, which is key to the implementation of Prout today.
That's a great summary. Let's now listen to this from a devotional perspective.
মানুষ সবাই আপন, মানুষ সবাই আপন, একই মর্মে গাথা সবার হিয়া, একই মর্মে গাথা সবার হিয়া, সবাকার একই আয়োজন, সবাকার একই আয়োজন, মানুষ সবাই আপন, মানুষ সবাই আপন। দুঃখে কাঁদি মোরা সুখে হাসি প্রিয়জন প্রিয় মুখ ভালোবাসি দুঃখে কাঁদি মোরা সুখে হাসি প্রিয়জন প্রিয় মুখ ভালোবাসি ক্ষুধার অন্ন জল মিলে মিশে খাই মোরা ক্ষুধার অন্ন জল মিলে মিশে খাই বুঝি সবাকার তাহা প্রয়োজন বুঝি সবাকার তাহা প্রয়োজন মানুষ সবাই আপন মানুষ সবাই আপন সবাই ভালোবাসি এই ধরনী আকাশের চাঁদ তারা অরণ্যানী সবাই ভালোবাসি এই ধরনী আকাশের চাঁদ তারা অরণ্যানী একই ছাদে নাচি মোরা একই প্রাণে গাই একই ছাদে নাচি মোরা একই প্রাণে গাই ডাকি পরম পুরুষেরে হয়ে এক মন ডাকি পরম পুরুষেরে হয়ে এক মন মানুষ সবাই আপন মানুষ সবাই আপন একই মর্মে গাথা সবার হিয়া একই মর্মে গাথা সবার হিয়া সবাকার একই আয়োজন সবাকার একই আয়োজন মানুষ সবাই আপন মানুষ সবাই আপন
At the time of global pandemic, many medical doctors speak about physical strength, but there is a mental and spiritual level that should not be underestimated. This ties in with Astaungic yoga. This practice gives rise to spiritual immunity, and activities like kirtan and prabhat sangeet and meditation can assist with mental strength. Thank you all and namaskar.
Namaskar. Thank you for that inspiring presentation on Ananda Yoga and Prout. We'll now have we'll now watch another short video on by Gita, which goes into the requirements for Prout. This is a shorter one this time.
Through the lens of love, in the footprints of Shrii P R Sarkar, let us walk gently upon the earth as we follow the footprints of Shrii P R Sarkar, Shri Shrii Anandamurti ji, the embodiment of bliss, the supreme spiritual preceptor and visionary. Let us embrace his loving legacy of clear guidelines for the establishment of an ideal human society. Let us be the intrepid pioneers of this new society, committing to self-transformation before the transformation of society, much as the ripples caused by a stone thrown into a pond. Let us believe in the prophetic clarity of his words when he says, "Let the Cimmerian darkness of the interlunar night disappear. Let humanity of the new day, of the new sunrise, wake up in the new world." Let us imbibe his divine message of hope, envisioning the radiant dawn of the new world on the horizon, heralding a resplendent future for man. Let us believe in the new earth song he has created, adopting it as our own. Let it be the clarion call for humanity to rise as one, remembering that when we embody love, we are some of the most powerful beings in the universe, where all is possible. May we always be mindful that when we walk in light and love, we walk in the footsteps of the divine. May we always be mindful of the divine essence of our beings, of the nature of our collective consciousness. We are, after all, one voice, one mind, one spirit. We are the souls of consciousness. Through the lens of love, in the footprints of Shrii.
You'll now have just a reminder that you should keep your microphones mute. And you'll have a chance to chat in the chat room at the end. Email any comments or questions at any time to rojivanesh.com. The next presentation will be about exploring and transcending the realms of the mind. With the present pandemic, many people have resorted to inner odyssey to find the answers with what's happening around us inside themselves. Their desire is to go within and find this inner happiness and security. For those who wish to journey into their inner spaces, they need a map of the realms to be explored. The next presentation's intention is to bring an awareness of the journey within, an awareness of the higher levels of existence where we can experience eternal happiness and peace beyond thought. To do this, we have to learn to calm our conscious and subconscious minds, to find the light beyond our higher level of minds, to experience the inner happiness, security, and safe shelter we're all searching for within. Now, to introduce the presenters, Shakuntala was initiated on this fascinating path of Ananda Marga in the year 1984. In 37 years of her journey with yoga, of going within the inner recesses of her mind, have had an incredible positive impact on her mind, body, and spiritual life. From the outset, this journey had a benevolent impact on her mind, and her relation with others changed, and everything about her perspective of life is changed profoundly. Shakuntala has discovered an inner reservoir of confidence, a secure, safe shelter, and positive feeling within. This inner impetus continues to direct her to achieve her purpose in life. Kumari joined Ananda Marga as a member in 1981, and Jia lives by Baba's words. You are never alone or helpless. The force that guides the stars guides you too. PR Sarkar is called Baba by his followers. They will be doing the last presentation of today and then end with a guided meditation. Let us find out how we can explore and go beyond the realms of the mind by welcoming Shakuntala, Jia, and Kumari.
Going beyond thought to experience eternal happiness, exploring and transcending the layers of the mind.
Namaskar, all our lovely audience. Thank you for making time to be here. Firstly, I would like to express my deepest salutations to our revered Guru, Shrii P R Sarkar, also known spiritually as Shri Shrii Anandamurti Ji, the embodiment of bliss, on this auspicious centennial celebration. I pay my deepest respect to him for gracing me and countless other spiritual seekers to follow the path of bliss, the path of enlightenment, and stirring the desire to search for the great within. Good morning. Hope everyone is in the flow of divinity as we enjoy all the positivity nature is allowing us to share with her. Beautiful sunshine, fresh breeze. Let us capture the positivity around us with a deep breath. Inhale positivity. Exhale negativity. I would like to share a reading inspired by Shrii P R Sarkar, which has a significant bearing on our topic this morning. It is the purpose of us human beings as the highest evolved beings on this planet. When human beings started their movement towards the Supreme Being in quest of supreme bliss, they first came in contact with spirituality. As spirituality is coming in contact with the infinite, that is, the finite comes in contact with the infinite. It is called yoga. Yoga is the unit moving in quest of the infinite, the finite moving towards the infinite in a mystic style. I exist, my Lord exists, and my search for his glamour, my search for his grandeur is never ending. I am moving unto Him, moving along a never-ending path. This search for the great by the little is called mysticism. The fundamental point of spirituality depends on this mysticism. And when this mysticism, this outward existence of my mysticism, coincides with the inner spirit of my mysticism, our goal is reached. The unit becomes cosmic. And for the attainment of this status, we have come here. We have come to this world. So our lives are not meaningless. Our everything is meaningful. And by our knowledge, by our action, and by our sincerity, we will be increasing our meaningfulness from unit to infinite.
If we cannot go outside, go inside, within.
If we are saying, go inside, go within, we have to ask the question, who are we? Where have we come from? Where are we going? How are we going to get there? If we are to journey into our inner spaces, we need a map of the realms to be explored, and we must learn how to travel. Where are we going? We are going beyond the superconscious mind, beyond the causal mind, to experience the bliss within. The goal of our journey is to transcend one by one the grosser levels of existence until we reach the supreme state where the mind ceases and the self shines in its infinite effulgence. No one can explain the bliss of transcending the mind and realizing the self and experience perfect peace and security. One has to experience it.
Going beyond the superconscious mind? In my inner spaces, I know only the conscious and subconscious mind.
In our ordinary state of ignorance, living only on the lower planes of existence, we identify ourselves with our physical bodies and lower minds. We feel ourselves to be different and separate from the world and from our fellow human beings. But in fact, only our physical bodies and conscious and subconscious minds are different and separate from one another. On the level of superconscious mind and the infinite self, all are one. In our daily lives, we are grounded in these two levels for the realization of our inner being. We have to transcend these two turbulent layers and go within and discover who we really are. Seek in our higher levels of existence. Those who have elevated their minds beyond the lower layers of their existence transcend all psychic and social barriers and attain universal vision, realizing that all minds are part of the universal mind. Consciousness pervades our mind, our entire being. Have you for a moment reflected where this divine consciousness is coming from? Please bear this in mind as we explore the realms of our minds.
What are the layers of the mind? The realms that we have to transcend to experience the infinite peace and bliss within.
The 5 layers of the mind can be compared to the banana flower. What are the layers of the mind? According to the most ancient ideas of yoga and the most modern theory of physics, existence is not a single reality, but a continuum of several interpenetrating layers of being, ranging from the coarsest, the physical, through various layers of mind, to the final one called spirit. As one moves up the continuum, the layers become finer and subtler. Yogis have divided the levels of the mind in between body and spirit into 5 layers or koshas. In each succeeding layer, there is more joyful and expanded awareness. The higher layers contain vast reservoirs of energy and knowledge and exert a subtle influence over the lower ones. Beyond all the 5 layers of the mind is the realm of infinite consciousness, the pure self within. In this state of perfect peace, all the conflicts of the lower mind dissolve. Here, all is one. This is the purpose of our lives, the goal of yoga, to elevate the mind through higher and higher layers until one realizes the infinite blissful self within. According to our Ananda Marga philosophy, the mind is pure consciousness. The division of the mind into 5 layers is similar to the structure of a banana flower. As one layer is peeled away, the next layer is revealed until one reaches the innermost layer. As appears on the table on the screen, the outermost layer is actually the physical body, which is the vehicle of the mind. The physical body is thus acknowledged as an integral part of the mind. Beyond this outer layer of the mind, we find the first non-physical layer of the mind, the conscious mind. It is the layer that functions during our normal waking consciousness. As on the screen, its function is sensing and acting. It senses the external world and helps our motor organs to react to the world. Going further into the mind, we find another layer known as the subconscious mind. Function of this layer involves memory, dreams take place in this layer, and pain and pleasure are experienced here. Unlike Western schools of thought, according to yogic science, the functional mind does not end with the subconscious layer. Beyond the subconscious mind, we find the causal mind, also known as the superconscious mind. From ancient wisdom to modern physics, our sages talks of a cosmic mind, the infinite storehouse of all knowledge. Those who can transcend the lower consciousness and subconscious levels of their minds immediately realize the superconscious cosmic mind. Then they too become all-knowing and can see into the past, present, and future, and into the mysteries of life. The layers are recognized. The supramental mind, the layer of intuition. Intuitive layer which gives the capacity for such phenomena as intuitive dreams, clairvoyance, telepathy, and creative insight. Only a few adventures have penetrated the subtle mental realm. Inspired artists and scientists, exalted saints and mystics. The second layer of the superconscious mind, the subliminal mind, layer of discrimination and non-attachment. The most subtle layer of the causal mind is the subtle causal mind, the golden layer. This is the highest level of the superconscious, the golden realm of the mind. Sometimes the body even reflects the effulgence of the mind. In this state, The complexion of the Indian saint Ramakrishna became so luminous, like a golden amulet, that it drew attention everywhere. Here, the awareness of mind is very close to the direct experience of the Supreme Consciousness. This layer is the last gateway to perfection, the final thin veil of the mind that shrouds the effulgence of the soul. When the brilliant golden glow of this layer of mind is experienced, one has a burning attraction for the innermost self, which one feels so near, and the desire for Supreme Being becomes unbearable. There is a mental correlation with the layers of the mind, koshas, and the energy centers of the human body, the chakras. The subject is vast and will be continued at an advanced discussion.
The mysterious layer of intuition. There is something mysterious, without beginning, without end, that existed before the heavens and the earth, unmoving, infinite, standing alone, never changing. It is everywhere and it is inexhaustible. It is the mother of all. Looked for it cannot be seen. Listened for it cannot be heard. Reached for it cannot be touched. It is the form of the formless. It is the existence in non-existence. It is the greatest mystery.
Now we know the map of our mind and its functions. How do we transcend these lower levels and journey into the bliss within, where we can experience happiness, peace, and security?
Developing the layers of the mind. We have dealt with the question, what are the layers of the mind? Here we will cover how we can transcend the various layers. Yoga is an exact science which prescribes a systematic procedure for each human resource. Our journey starts with purifying the outer layer of the mind. How can we calm the turbulent waves of the conscious and subconscious mind and attain the indescribable peace and bliss within? We must first transcend the extroverted conscious mind, and for this we must perfect its vehicle, the physical body. Yoga exercises and the yogic dance Kaushiki develops all the layers of the mind, prepares the mind for higher consciousness, helps to calm and control the mind. The next layer, the conscious mind. To accelerate the development of the mind, one will have to apply some higher principles in one's life. Moral principles calm the consciousness mind. It is the force which carries you to your destination. Morality means the proper use of the sensory and motor organs. The next layer, the subtle mind, subconscious mind, the layer which gives the experience of pleasure and pain through thought, memory, and dreams. This layer of the mind is developed naturally through physical clash and accelerates development through the practice of yoga by the special breathing exercises that are part of the more advanced lessons in meditation. The process of thought is linked into the breath. The more calm and relaxed the breathing is, the more calm and relaxed will the mind be. The conscious and subconscious minds are the layers we use mostly in our daily lives, whereas they are characteristic to each individual. The causal mind, superconscious mind, is common to everyone, being the deepest layer of the cosmic mind. Meditation is practiced at the subconscious layer, and it develops the potential of the deeper layers of the mind. The causal mind, as mentioned earlier, has within 3 different depths. The first layer, supramental mind. The layer of intuition, sometimes known as the sixth sense. Intuitive insight is transferred through this layer from the vast storehouse of infinite cosmic knowledge in the deepest layer of the cosmic mind. Example, dreams. Through mental clash, the mind develops from subtle to intuitive. This development is accelerated by special meditation techniques that allow the mind to withdraw itself from day-to-day reality of everyday life and come into contact with the deeper intuitive layers. These techniques are part of more advanced meditation lessons. For more information, please refer to the footnote of this session. The second layer of the causal mind, the subliminal mind. Sometimes known as the layer of special knowledge, because it includes many higher qualities of the mind, amongst others, kindness, tolerance, compassion, and wisdom. Wisdom includes conscious, the ability to determine right from wrong, and the permanent from the temporary. Conscience leads to non-attachment. Non-attachment doesn't mean renouncing the world or become emotionally detached from others. It means to keep everything in perspective and not give due importance to things that are of less importance. The third layer of the causal mind, the subtle causal mind. Here we have almost reached direct experience of supreme consciousness. Here the attraction is for the great. The intense desire arises to experience cosmic bliss. This happens naturally as one progresses on the path of self-realization. The attraction for the great gradually intensifies, and this is accelerated by a more advanced meditation technique. After transcending all layers of the mind, we adventure beyond the mind into the blissful state. When a person is established in devotion, one becomes able to understand the greatness and magnificence of the Supreme Consciousness.
In my understanding, with the various meditation lessons, we can transcend the layers of the mind. Going within literally means the journey of transcending the levels of the mind. The process of self-realization is the effort to raise the mind step by step through all its levels and to purify each one by one until bliss, supreme consciousness, ecstasy, peace will not be mere words. One will experience them. Please expand on the bliss experienced within.
We know now what the layers of the mind are and its functions, how to transcend each layer. After a long mystic evolutionary journey, the mind finally attains the complete experience of the inner self, the merger of our unit mind with the cosmic mind. Our journey ends here. The mind has returned to its spiritual home, the cosmic mind. At the outset, the question was presented. The consciousness which pervades our entire being, Where does it come from? Transcending the layers of the mind thus means returning to the source of our consciousness. To some, this consciousness is known as our loving God. To others as Shri Krishna. This is the abode of Krishna in Vrindavan. To others, this is the abode of Lord Shiva. Our transcendence is thus realizing our true nature. Beyond the deepest layer of the mind is nothing but the pure cosmic consciousness, the essence of all layers of mind, the ultimate existence, the complete awareness of infinite happiness, bliss. It's here that the sense of individual existence completely merges with the infinite cosmic existence. Just as a river merges with the sea and becomes one with the deepest layer of the cosmic ocean, serene and still, only the total experience of cosmic bliss remains. Those that have experienced this state have been powerless to describe it to others because it's completely beyond the mind. It cannot even be thought of, let alone expressed in words. Ramakrishna, a yogic master who lived in the 19th century, used to slip in and out of the state all the time. When asked to describe it, he had no choice but to remain silent. We feel hesitant to dive into that ocean of bliss because we don't want to sacrifice our individual sense of existence. We don't realize that we would gain something far greater in return. Once a worldly man went to visit a saint who lived by himself in a cave. The man remarked to the saint that he had sacrificed a lot living the way he did. The saint replied, "On the contrary, it is you who has sacrificed. Before you came, I was enjoying the company of my beloved." This is self-realization, the attainment of our deepest desire, complete identity with the cosmic self. A beautiful quote by Shrii P R Sarkar, which summarizes it all. The attainment of one's inner self is only possible through love for the infinite. Fill your heart with love of the infinite, and your soul will be transformed into the Supreme Soul. No worldly happiness is limitless. Dedicate yourself completely to the blissful ocean of the Supreme Soul. Then alone will you realize what happiness really is. Unquote. All is cosmic consciousness. When we penetrate deep into ourselves through molecules, atoms, and subatomic particles, finally we reach the realm where there is no matter. This nothingness is the pure consciousness. All is Brahma, cosmic consciousness.
Meditation and mantra is mentioned. Enlighten us of its purpose to attain our goal.
Meditation has tremendous mental benefits as shown on the chart. It is the connection of the unit mind with the supreme consciousness. Meditation means to look within your mind and feel the bliss, which is the essence of our existence. How to get there? Beyond the superconscious mind is the process of meditation. To make meditation effective, 5 fundamental elements are needed: morality, sense withdrawal, concentration, breath control, grace of Guru, and mantra. What is mantra? It is a sound vibration that has the effect of liberating the mind from darkness and mental bondage. From 2 Sanskrit words, man means mind, tra, that which liberates. By practicing meditation with the help of mantra, it can elevate us to the superconscious mind. Each aspect of meditation develops the appropriate layer of the mind, unfolding tremendous mental strength and stamina, leading to the real experience of the existence of God with an overwhelming devotion. By the repetition of the proper acoustic vibration, following the breath with sentimental understanding of the meaning, the power of the Guru mantra awakens the spiritual potentiality in the mind and body and brings the I feeling in union, yoga with God. This is the meaning of yoga and the motivation for the development of the mind. This is the systematic and scientific process for the realization of God and for the development of sacrifice in service to the suffering plants, animals, and human beings of this entire universe. Morality is the base. Meditation is the means. The Supreme Entity is the goal. Meditation is an essential tool for self-transformation and spiritual development. One of the goals of Ananda Marga is to make meditation freely available to all interested people throughout the globe. Specially trained teachers, acharyas, give personal instruction in the process of mantra meditation. This is for advanced meditation lessons, but you can try and follow a simple technique for yourself. A guided meditation will be given at the end of our session. Please join. Mindfulness and the practice as a whole peels back our layers of mind stuff to reveal the deep calm and tranquility that lives within us already. Meditation was systematized by Shiva 7,000 years ago.
Is there spiritual aesthetics like song, dance, and music to awaken devotional sentiments in our mind and thus accelerate our movement within? Music is my life.
Yoga is a spiritual science. Incorporates a wide range of practices, from yoga postures to chanting, spiritual songs and dance and more. All these provide a foundation and support for the core practice of yoga. The spiritual songs awaken the devotional sentiment of the mind. It brings one in touch with the depths of love for the Supreme Being, which is essential on the journey of self-realization. These songs of the new dawn and chanting of kirtan inspires one to realize God and serve His creation, and inspires one to sing it with deep love for humanity, the created world and their creator. We will now play 2 short video clips so that you can have a glimpse of the divine, blissful, and spiritual songs of the new dawn. Enjoy.
তোমার মনেরও কথা জানা যায় না, বোঝা যায় না। অতল তুমি পাতাল ছোঁয়া, তাই কি ধরা দিতে চাও না? জানা যায় না, বোঝা যায় না। প্রভু তোমার মনেরও কথা জানা যায় না, বোঝা যায় না।
Samadhi is one with the goal. Enlighten us on this, please.
Samadhi is a natural attainment that results from our continuous spiritual practice. It is absorption of the unit mind into the cosmic mind. This is yoga. The unit mind unites with the cosmic mind. Samadhi means become one with the goal. The mind has plunged deeper and deeper in meditation. The mental waves in breath have become slower and slower. Gradually, all the storms of the mind have become stilled. An inexhaustible stream of delight pours down from an eternal source, and we feel our consciousness spreading over infinite space. One who tasted the splendor wrote, "An oceanic joy broke upon the shores of my soul. The Spirit of God, I realized, is exhaustless bliss. His body is countless tissues of light. The entire cosmos, faintly luminous, like a city seen afar at night, glimmered with the infinitude of my being. Eternity and I became one, unitary, a tiny bubble of laughter. I had become the sea of mirth. Consciousness is a hidden blueprint. Only the experience of the self within can dissolve all fears and anxieties and give the blissful experience of oneness. Sooner or later, we will all experience it. It is the birthright of every human being. Each person is a channel for infinite power and energy and knowledge, a vessel to be filled with this never-ending bliss. The revelations of dreams, hypnosis, creative flashes, and intuitional foresight have given us some idea of the limitless resources of our inner spaces. Now we must go within our minds and turn our awareness in upon itself, so we can explore the kingdom of light within. The Supreme Consciousness is inside you like butter in milk. Churn your mind through meditation and He will appear. You will see that the resplendence of the Supreme Consciousness illumines your whole being. He is like a subterranean river in you. Remove the sands of the mind and you will find the clear, cool waters within. Samadhi, to be one with the goal. It is the nirvana of the Buddhist, the satori of the Zen, the unio mystica of Catholicism. The attainment of one's inner self is only possible through love for the infinite. Fill your heart with love of the infinite, and your soul will be transformed into the Supreme Soul. Shri Shrii Anandamurti.
The science of the self? Could you expand on this?
The science of the self. Some people think that yoga is a particular exercise. No, yoga does not mean exercise. Yoga means unification. Yoga is a science from systematic observations and experiments over thousands of years, and from substantial guidance from various elevated masters, yogis have a deep understanding of the function of body and mind and the relationship of the two. From yogic practices such as meditation, we experience the vast potentialities of the mind and realize what we and the cosmos really are. Such valuable understanding gives us a strong base for personal growth and to face the challenges of life. As such, yoga and intuitional science is fundamental to the self-development of all. Just as we cannot clearly see the reflection of the moon in a clouded mirror or a turbulent lake, we can never attain the peace and bliss of our innermost selves, the supreme consciousness within us all, because of the impurities of our minds. The process of self-realization is the effort to raise the mind step by step through all the levels and to purify each one by one. One must experience and cleanse each and every layer. None can be neglected. Each of the path of bliss has been carefully developed over thousands of years and scientifically adjusted to suit each individual. The teachings of yoga are called the Eightfold Path, Astaunga Yoga. Asanas to purify the physical body, principles of harmony with others, Jama, that's the conscious mind, principles of harmony with self, Niyama, conscious mind, control of breath, Pranayama, subconscious mind, sense withdrawal, Pratyahara, supramental mind, concentration, Dharana, subliminal mind, deep meditation, Dhyana, subliminal mind, supreme union, Samadhi, self within, Atman. First, by proper yogic food and exercise, the physical body must be conditioned to be a steady base for an unwavering mind and become purified to receive the divine current. Then, by ignoring the noises and disturbances of the outside world, the mind must be immersed in the music of the mantra and in the thought of the infinite. As the flow of breath and the tossing waves of the mind become stilled, and the mind concentrates one pointedly in deep meditation on the Supreme, all at once the waves become straight, and one feels the exhilaration of a bird suddenly released from a cage. The subtle science of yoga as application in the life of every human being. No one is excluded. By its practices, all the layers of the minds are strengthened and one develops a healthy and pure body, emotional balance, sharp memory and clear thought, intuition and creativity, discrimination and non-attachment. Until finally, the sweetness of spiritual devotion and the intense love for the Supreme pervades one's being. As the impurities are cleansed from each layer, the mind is converted into a more and more perfect mirror to reflect the radiance of the true self within. Just as the dark coal is gradually metamorphosed into a brilliant diamond by being buried deep within the earth, so an ordinary personality, by diving deep within, becomes self-immune, a valuable asset to the world. The limited intellect cannot enter into the glorious kingdom. Bliss, supreme consciousness, ecstasy, peace, security. These are all mere words. If you want to know what they are, you must experience them. Thus, the mystics advise. Seek the truth in meditation, not in books. Look in the sky to find the moon, not in the pond. The sages have laid out the path before you. The way has been charted for thousands of years. Now it is up to you to move forward on it and taste that endless rapture for yourself. Join us on this mystical search for the great within. Let the journey of conquering the mind to being the infinite being you truly are be the greatest divine adventure you ever will go on. Thank you for joining us this morning with this divine mystical journey within. A spiritual preceptor or Sadguru is necessary. His grace is indispensable. His grace is but God's grace, for God is the ocean of grace. The winds of change is coming your way. Awareness is the greatest agent for change. A new earth. This session has brought a great awareness of our higher levels of existence. We leave you with these thoughts to act on. Namaskar and thank you.
Namaskar. This is a short guided meditation, an introduction to the experience of meditation if you like. So, if we are ready, please seat yourselves comfortably in your chairs. You may kick off your shoes if you like. Close your eyes as you follow the sound of my voice. Allow your focus to go within as you concentrate on your breathing, which is deep and regular. Take a deep breath in, hold, and then slowly exhale. Take another deep breath in, hold, and slowly exhale until this becomes automatic. Feel yourself relax with each breath that you take. Now, imagine that you are sitting on the shores of a vast, beautiful blue lake, surrounded by snow-capped mountains, trees and flowers. It is a beautiful scene, a clear, sunny day. You are all alone in this beautiful tranquility. There is not a sound to disturb the silence. As you breathe deeply, feel that all your cares melt away, that you are at peace with yourself and the world. that you are surrounded by white light, peace and love, which floods your being from the crown of your head through to the tips of your toes. This is the cosmic love, the cosmic energy which surrounds us all the time. Feel yourself connect with this consciousness, this bliss that is outside you and within you as you feel yourself cradled in this love. You can now start to silently say your mantra, which is Baba Nam Kevalam. Baba Nam Kevalam is a universal mantra which means God is all there is, or love is all there is. They are one and the same. Keep repeating this mantra while keeping the ideation. Baba Nam Kevalam. Love is all there is. Or Baba Nam Kevalam. God is all there is. Carry on repeating this with the ideation until you hear my voice leading you to the end of meditation. Now, keeping your eyes closed until I ask you to reopen them, you may stop taking your mantra. Still with closed eyes, now return to an awareness of your body. Become aware of the chair in which you are seated and the room. Gently wiggle your fingers and toes. Take a deep breath if you like. When you are ready, Very slowly open your eyes. I hope you have enjoyed this brief experience of meditation and that it has been a meaningful one for you. This direct experience of consciousness through meditation. If you are interested in learning more advanced techniques of meditation, please note the contact numbers given in the program. If you are located outside of South Africa, please contact an Ananda Marga office closest to you. We are international, so there is bound to be an office close to where you are located. I do hope that you are inspired to explore the journey of meditation and wish you joy in the process. Thank you so much for participating. A warm and loving namaskar to you all.
We'd like to thank the following for their help with this presentation. Gia, the voice for the questions, and Sandhya, the graphic artist creating the beautiful inspirational slides, and Gita for the inspiring guided meditation. We'd like to thank you for connecting with us and trust that you have learned something that you can act on in your life and meditation or service to the suffering. I'd also like to thank the presenters who prepared these inspiring and thoughtful presentations. They were Jivanesh for AMURT, Ravina, Tiran, Vidyananda Punchashila for Astaunga Yoga and Prout, Shikuntla, Kumari and Jia for Realms of the Mind, and Rubashen Yagabranam, the graphical artist, creating the beautiful inspirational invitation that you received. And also Gita for her beautiful and inspiring recordings played throughout the program. Please join us on the 25th of July for the fourth session of the Footprints of Shrii P R Sarkar. At the same time, 10 a.m., same Zoom room as this presentation on the 25th of July. We hope that these presentations help you to understand the actual meaning of yoga as a science. That yoga is not just exercises. Yoga is actually much more. More importantly, our desire is to bring you an awareness of the higher reality within us, and that our spiritual journey is going deep within. We hope these presentations help you appreciate and be inspired to take steps to enhance your spiritual life. We end with the hope that you will take steps to become filled with spiritual vitality to overcome the obstacles in your life. You can now chat in the Zoom room. Any comments or questions you may have. We'll be ending the program in about 4 minutes. Thank you again for joining today's third session in the Footprints of Shri Shrii P R Sarkar series. This session is now ending. I'm wishing you a warm namaskar. May you have a wonderful and blessed day ahead.
Thank you. Namaskar.
Namaskar. Thank you.
Namaskar. The session is now ended.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're free to leave if you want to.